People could associate success of buying the car with winning the rally. The two linked together. So a great design and great marketing to support it.
The Peugeot 205 GTI 1.9.
A clear case of image building, if ever there was one. By blessing the 205 with a large helping of street cred, it became the small car to be seen in. From the aspirational shopping shuttle of every suburban mummy to the Sloane Ranger's slingshot, it soon became dead trendy. The 205 instantly invigorated Peugeot, and their new look was widely imitated. In 1988, Peugeot looked at freshening the shape, but decided it couldn't be improved. Instead, the 205's styling motifs were reckoned too good to change, and began to be echoed in their entire model range, from 309 to 605.
One of the most endearing things about the 205 is its friendly wrap-round quality. It's beguiling to drive and feels right after the first mile of acclimatization. Steering's very sensitive, the turn-in is pin-sharp, and the ride is typically French. It smooths out every pimple and declivity in the contours. And there's plenty of leg and headroom, plus a half-decent boot to boot. Small wonder then that in its heyday, the motoring press dubbed it the best small car in the world.
And one of the best used cars in the world has to be the 205 diesel, accounting for over 20% of 205 sales. Apart from a rattle at idle, they drive and handle just like the petrol item. And with 50 mpg and a life expectancy of 150,000 miles, they're serious good news and completely convincing. Problem is, used 205 diesel prices have always been epic, so much so that they're rarely cheap. And if you've ever sold a used 205 diesel, you'll know it's all a question of beating off groups of eager buyers, a dozen at a time.
So how do 205s fare mechanically? Early cars were a bit brittle in the trim and body departments, and there are very few 205s that don't have parking dents from jealous Fiestas. All GTIs splutter in town, but it doesn't mean they're bad cars. Listen for a ticking from the tappets, which could point to camshaft wear, and do make sure that anything you buy has had a cam belt change every 38,000 miles. Don't be surprised either if there's some graunching on second gear from cold. They all do that. Make sure as well whoever services it uses genuine Peugeot parts, like the proper Peugeot oil filter, which has a non-drain valve giving crucial oil pressure the moment the engine turns. For my money, the real steals are the pocket rockets, the GTIs. Because getting a cover note for a GTI has become as easy as insuring a building in Beirut, we got a quote of £6,000 for an 18-year-old on a 1.9. Used prices have fallen like a Steinway from a tower block. The GTIs are now actually cheaper than the smaller engined and less involving 205s.
The 1.9 GTI makes a mightily entertaining package. It comes with half-leather trim, central locking, sunroof, electric windows and smart alloy wheels. And it's a machine that can pelt across country with as much poise and elan as cars costing 10 times as much. This shiny G-plate 24,000 mile 1.9 would set you back a very modest 4 to 4.5 grand. And the 1.6s, they're not dear either. That pretty K-plate Miami blue 1.6 in front, that's done 10,000 miles. To you, about 7,250. Or you could have a nice F-plate car done maybe 40,000 miles for 3 to 3.5, and that's when they really do become stonking good value for money.
Because there are so many 205s, even I get confused with Peugeot's labyrinthine range. There are more special editions than the Bodleian library. Here are the ones to buy and the ones to walk away from. The good, later 1.4 cars with 5-speed gearboxes, history and quiet engines, all diesels, XS and GT for low insurance and high fun, cheap but regularly serviced GTIs, and the chic and classy CJ cabriolets. The bad, small engine 205s that have been pootled around town, early and scruffy A to C reg cars, and high mileage and hard driven GTIs.
So the 205 is not simply a pretty face, not just a Trenderama roller skate. It's a pleasing confection of charm, reliability, low depreciation, economy and matiness. But perhaps, more significantly, Peugeot are in no hurry to replace their bon bébé. Look hard at the new 306 and you'll see that the stylistic influence of the 205 still lives on. It's a true design classic.